welcome back to my channel. So today I decided to make a video all about calorie density versus calorie counting, the pros and cons of both, and how I was able to use the principles of calorie density to help me lose weight so that I didn't have to count calories. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram at PlantBased. That is where I post the majority of my content. I'm always posting new recipes, new reels, and all sorts of lifestyle inspiration. That's also where I share a lot of the beauty products I use, fashion, and you get to see more of my day-to-day life and my travels, all sorts of stuff. So make sure you check me out there. And I also have a new book in the shop. This is my Plantable Habits Food and Habit Journal. This is where you can log your food every day, how much water did you drink, what activity did you choose, and it's just a way to stay mindful of the lifestyle changes you are trying to make, along with some daily affirmations that really help build a sense of self-love and appreciation. So I will have all my books, like always, linked in the description box below. All right, so calorie density. So I wanted to make this video so that you guys would be able to really understand the concept around calorie density so that you can apply it to your food choices to aid you in your weight loss journey. So I use the principles of calorie density to help me lose 70 pounds. And this is also how I've been able to maintain my weight loss without ever having to count any calories. Now, I hear from a lot of you that do like to still track calories and stay mindful of that for various reasons, but you ask me a lot if you can still do this lifestyle and count calories, and the answer is yes. Absolutely. I didn't want to count calories because for me, it was not sustainable. I had done it for many years. I was burned out. So when I learned about the principles of calorie density, it was like a whole new set of food freedom for me. However, I do hear from a lot of people that are having a hard time moving those last few pounds, or their weight isn't moving at all, and they're trying to apply the principles of calorie density. And that really is where calorie counting can really help you gain some information as to how much you're actually eating or not eating. And calorie counting really can add some helpful data and insight as to why you may not be losing weight. But first, let's start with the principles of calorie density. Make sure we really understand them and understand how to apply them to our food choices so that you can be successful with weight loss long term. And then I'll touch on how calorie counting can be helpful to help you move through plateaus so you can continue to use the principles of calorie density to help you lose weight. But again, if you feel like counting calories gives you more insight into exactly what's going in and what's going out, then you can absolutely do this lifestyle and track calories at the same time.
All right, so what is calorie density? Calorie density is just the measure of energy or calories in a given weight of food. So we will be talking about how many calories are in a pound of different types of foods. All right, so if we take a look at this calorie density chart, you can see that the foods in green are going to be lowest in calorie density. So vegetables and leafy greens are the absolute lowest in calorie density foods. Oil is the highest in calorie density of all foods, and it really is best to avoid it if you are looking to lose weight. Now, this is just a calorie density chart that I made, and it's in my weight loss guide and cookbook, Planfully Lean, but you can also Google them and have tons of detailed calorie density charts to look at. And eating below the 600 calorie per pound mark is recommended for weight loss. So who cares? Why do calories per pound matter if I'm not going to be eating a pound of chocolate at one time? Here's what researchers found. They found that people generally eat the same volume of food each day, and that people eat between 3 and 6 pounds of food every single day. So let's say I eat 4 pounds of food a day. That's going to stay pretty consistent from day to day, irregardless of the types of food I eat. That means that it doesn't matter what kind of food I eat in regards to the volume of food I eat, I'm still going to eat the same volume of food every single day. So my innate hunger drive that is built into me is going to be what is driving me to eat the same volume of food every single day, irregardless of calories, in order to feel satiated. And the volume of food I eat every single day is based on my individual biology, which means that if I eat 4 pounds of food, that doesn't mean that the person next to me eats 4 pounds of food every day. They may eat 5 pounds of food every day, and another person may only eat 3 pounds of food a day. It's all very individual. So since I eat the same volume of food every day, irregardless of the types of food I eat, then it makes sense to fill up on lower calorie dense foods. This means that I can eat the same volume of food every single day for less calories, thus resulting in weight loss. And researchers found that when people ate below the 600 calorie per pound mark, they were able to lose weight and get within a healthy weight range and maintain their weight as well without having to count calories.
All right, so I wanted to show you guys another example just to really drive home the concept of calorie density. So take these fruit leathers, for example. They're just fruit that's been pureed and dehydrated into this awesome little delicious snack. It's not been processed with all these chemicals and other things, and it still has a lot of nutrition in it, but the calories have been concentrated into this tiny fruit leather. So this fruit leather is 60 calories. Now, I don't know about you, but if I want a snack, this isn't gonna cut it. Like, this is only gonna make me want another fruit leather. So if I were to eat 2 of these, I'd be taking in 120 calories and I would not personally feel satisfied. But for the same amount of calories, I can go to a whole food that has not been processed, so it's still in its natural form, and this is 120 calories. Now, I would much rather fill up on this bowl of strawberries and feel satisfied for a snack than just these 2 fruit leathers. And that's basically calorie density. If you really focus on whole plant foods in their natural state below the 600 calories per mark line, you can eat a large volume of food for less calories. So if you apply that to all of your food choices, then you are naturally reducing the calories without having to count or track anything.
All right, so how does weight loss actually work? You have to create a deficit. There's just no way around it. You have to consistently take in less calories than you burn to see weight loss. So when you are eating to appetite and to fullness according to calorie density, and you focus on foods that are 600 calories per pound or less, you're going to naturally fall into that healthy weight range. However, to lean out even more and manipulate that a little further, you can dilute your calories. So what you're going to do is you're going to use what is called the 50-50 plate method. The second thing you can do to dilute your calories is to preload each meal with a fat-free vegetable soup or a salad before moving to your 50-50 plate. So to use the 50-50 plate, all you're going to do is fill half your plate with non-starchy vegetables and fill the other half with starchy vegetables. You're always going to eat your non-starchy veggies first and then move to your starch. That way you're filling up on the lowest calorie dense foods first. If you want seconds, serve yourself again in the same manner and start with your veggies first. And to further dilute your calories for weight loss, you can preload and start with a salad or a soup before moving to your 50-50 plate. Okay, so let's talk about how diluting your calories works in favor of weight loss. If you look at plate 1, it's a nice big bowl of pasta. The pasta is 700 calories and the sauce is 100 calories for a grand total of 800 calories for this big bowl of pasta. Now, to implement the 50-50 plate, all you're going to do is remove half of the pasta from your bowl and replace it with non-starchy vegetables. So what that does is it cuts the pasta calories in half down to 350 calories and your sauce calories down to 50 calories. And the broccoli is only about 50 calories for all of that. So your grand total is now 450 calories for a big bowl of food versus 800 calories. Now, the best part of all of this is that you get to eat the same volume of food for almost half the calories. And that is how calorie density works and why the 50-50 plate is so effective at helping you lose weight without having to count calories. Now, a lot of you ask me, well, exactly how much should I be putting on of non-starchy vegetables and how much should I be putting on of starch? And this is all done by visual volume. So you're just going to be eyeballing half your plate full of non-starchy vegetables and half your plate full of starch. Remember to start with your non-starchy veggies first, so you're filling up on the lowest calorie dense foods first. And if you want seconds, go ahead and go back for seconds. Just serve yourself the same way and eat your non-starchy veggies first. So if you spent any amount of time on my channel, then you know that I promote a plant-based diet as a way of achieving a healthy weight and overall health in general. A whole food plant-based diet that is low in fat is naturally the lowest in calorie density. You can eat large volumes of these foods for less calories than animal foods and any other processed foods, not to mention all of the wonderful nutrition that you'll be getting from eating all of these wonderful whole plant foods. So just remember these key principles for eating according to calorie density. Remember to eat below the 600 calorie per pound mark for easy weight loss. Eliminate the use of oil for the quickest and biggest reduction in calories, and use nuts, seeds, and avocados moderately. Keep processed foods to a minimum and focus on vegetables, fruits, root vegetables, whole grains, and legumes. And remember to use that 50-50 plate or start each meal with a nice soup or salad to further dilute your calories for easy weight loss without having to count calories. And if you find that you need more help, make sure to subscribe to my channel or follow me on Instagram or check out all the resources available on my website. All right, now that we've covered calorie density, let's talk about when it is helpful to count calories. So calorie counting can actually be really helpful when you've reached a plateau and you cannot seem to budget no matter what you do. It is also helpful when you are eating according to calorie density and you are still not losing weight. It is also helpful when you want to eat higher fat foods or processed foods but don't want to slow your weight loss down. So it is important to learn to use calorie counting as a tool and not as a form of restriction. It's great to use as a reference to see if you are staying in a deficit. It can also help you get a grasp on how much you get to eat when eating according to calorie density. Use it as a tool to help you get an idea of what your daily meals can look like. And like I said, if you hit a plateau and you're eating according to calorie density and doing as much as you can and you're still not moving the scale, then it's a good idea to see where your total calories are at, to see if you're actually eating at a deficit. Again, calorie counting is not something that I have ever enjoyed, and it is not something that I personally had to employ to lose the 70 pounds that I needed to lose. All right, so let's look at some of the pros and cons of calorie density versus calorie counting. So for calorie density, the pros are that it's easy to do. There's no counting, no measuring, no recording, and everything is measured by visual volume. The cons are that it can be difficult to troubleshoot a plateau, and it does take some trial and error to find what is enough food for you and what is too much. Now, the pros of counting calories is that it can really give you a precise calorie intake as well as a controllable calorie intake. The cons are that it can be tedious, time-consuming, it can tend to feel restrictive, and it can lead to an unhealthy relationship with food. It also can be unsustainable. So again, as with anything, choose what is right for you. Choose what's going to feel the most sustainable and the most supportive of your goals.
All right, guys, so I hope this was helpful for you. I hope it helps you have more of an understanding of how to use calorie density and that you can absolutely count calories if that's what makes you happy. But I hope this way you feel like you have more tools in your bag to be able to use on your health and weight loss journeys. And remember to keep this journey about health, not just about the skinny. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.